All right, guys, Pokemon Day 2026 is officially in the books, and the community has mixed feelings, mixed reviews. Gen 10 is officially real, and it's like the teaser said, the future awaits for the 30th anniversary collection. Welcome to episode 7. This is the Squirtle episode of the Savage Pokepod. Of course, you got your man Savs over here. You got Kota over there. For those that are joining us on the audio, we do have a guest today. Ty, we've met Ty doing this Pokemon stuff. So strap in. We're going to talk Pokemon with a guest, and let's take this away, guys. All right. Ty, welcome, officially welcome to the Savage Pokepod. Kota and I have been doing this for now 7 weeks. We're having a blast doing it. I think that you saw us doing this early on, and you were like, let me hop on an episode, and we're so happy to have people that we know that want to join us. So officially welcome. Why don't you tell the Savage listeners, a little bit about yourself, how you got into Pokemon, what you're doing in the space now before we get started.
Sure. Well, first off, thank you both. And yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw you do the podcast, of course, I was like, hey, let me do an episode. I like yapping. I like talking about it. And I've been around the scene for a little while now in the digital space. I've been doing it since late 2023, I think. And I've been into Pokemon forever. Basically, I have a little YouTube channel. I do mainly shorts right now because of time management. I was doing a lot of in-person expo vending, but I kind of slowed down on that. I got a promotion in my personal life, so I've stopped that. So now I'm going more into full-time vending on the weekends to do other things. I don't know how to explain it. Basically, I'm just kind of figuring out how I'm going to make everything work with the limited time I have. But I also have a website. It's called Tiger's TCG Den. Check it out when you get a chance. And thank you again, guys. That's basically my spiel.
Yeah, dude. Welcome. We're going to link all the stuff in the description below as well. Ty, we'll get all that information from you. Man, it just sounds like we're all doing the same thing. We're all here. We love Pokemon, so we're all trying to figure out how our little piece, how we can contribute in any which way we can. And it sounds like we all have different things. You're doing the vending thing. I'm doing the live rips. Kota's more of like the TCG player, eBay sales type thing. So I think it's great. I think it's a great little mix of backgrounds for everybody. Like I said before, we said this is episode 7, so the Squirtle episode. Do you guys, let's start off with that before we get into the Pokemon Presents news. What's your favorite Squirtle card? Let me go with Kota first. I know he gave us a sneak peek last week, but Kota,
yeah. I was looking for my copy because it's a PSA right now, so I won't see it until 2028. But it is a very basic boy answer. But the 151, the colors from the illustration rare from 151, the water with the sand and the ocean kind of reflecting the colors of his bottom of the shell and the Squirtle calls, it just looks so good. That line looks fantastic. It may be my favorite of the 3 lines, just because I don't super love the Charizard, and the Venusaur's great, but that Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Blastoise line just looks fantastic. So going with the 151 illustration rare in Japanese specifically, because it just looks a little bit better.
You're talking about this Squirtle from 151. I absolutely love this card, dude. What a choice. I think this card is sick. You're 100% right in what you said. I think this is the first, obviously this was the first illustration rare Squirtle that we had. So it's kind of tough to beat this. Yeah. Wow. Near mint.
Yeah,
140.
Yeah.
There's no
I was about to say, go down a little bit. Look at that chart.
Direct. There's no, oh my Lord. I mean, it's high. It ain't that high,
90.
but it's high.
Damn.
Yeah, it's I mean, yeah. It's almost double the price of the Pikachu.
That's crazy.
And it's outpaced the Charmander now. It's more expensive than the Charmander.
Dang.
It's the best of the 3. And I don't think it's close. I don't think it's close.
By far.
Yeah. I think it's, yeah. I kind of have to agree. Right now for the audio listeners rather, we're looking at TCG Play, looking at some Squirtle cards. Ty, what's your favorite Squirtle card?
Well, unlike Kota, I sent mine to Tag, so I got mine back in about 2 weeks.
Nice.
But there you go.
There we go. Is that the one? So are we going with the 151?
Tag 10.
Tag 10? Nice.
I like it so much. I got myself 3 more of them.
Dude.
So
He's Squirtle rich.
Squirtle was my first starter. This is actually my original Blastoise from when I was a kid.
I love it.
So
yeah.
like, yeah, Squirtle was an easy pick. In terms of like the best of the 3, and then you have that 151 art, which is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But this one's really good too.
Yeah, I'm
is.
gonna go with this. Outside of obviously there are some really cute Squirtle cards if we go through that list, which we're not going to go through now. But I urge you guys, all the listeners, go check out your favorite Squirtle card. This is sick. I love the Squirtle from Stellar Crown. I did pick this up early. It was a promo in Japan. I think it was like in these promo boxes. They had all 3 of these cards. So the Squirtle, the Bulbasaur from Stellar, and then the Charmander, which ended up becoming our promo in the Obsidian Flames ETB.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up picking up 3 sets of those early on. I think I picked them up for like 45 berries for the trio. I sent 1 set into PSA with the English variants, and all of them got a 10 except for the Charmander promo. So I sent them in Japanese and in English. 6 sequential, 1 not a 10. The Charmander was like an 8, but every other one, all of the rest of them got 10. So I sent the other 2 versions in, I think, last month. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, the Stellar Crown Squirtle, I love this illustration style that they did with these. Very playful. The Pidgey is in all of them. I think that it's such a great, just a great little art story style, whatever they did there. So I'll have to go with the Stellar Crown.
I was just gonna say there was also one more Squirtle that's really good. That's vintage. It's an expedition. I don't have it, otherwise I'd show it to you guys. But basically, Squirtle's just like looking up into the sky, and it's a really somber looking card, but it's a very good vintage one.
I know
You
what
don't
you're
want
talking
that,
about.
you know, if you want something that's more traditional.
Yeah. Is it this one? Is it this one right here?
It's the one to the right.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
Yeah, this art style
See
is
how he's
very
like looking up.
Mm-hmm. That's very interesting art style.
Yeah.
I
I love that one.
It's like almost like the Starry Night sky, but like in the waves. Looks really cool. That is a cool one. I like that. Yeah, I mean, look, there's so many cards. It was one of the first Pokemon. It's one of the first starters, obviously. So it's been around forever. So there's so many cards, and there probably should be more, but there isn't, unless they're not on TCG Player, which could very well be the case.
We need a Squirrel Squad card.
I mean,
I know.
I love all the spin-offs, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Squirtles. I love all that stuff. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. All right, so let's take it away. Let's go into Pokemon Presents. Overall, Ty, what was your thoughts on Pokemon Presents as a presentation that we had got on Friday?
So, I feel like this last year has really put Pokemon in a situation where no matter what they brought to the table, there were going to be some disappointments, honestly. And I could kind of like right off the bat, seeing what they decided to lead with, which is something cool, but right off the start, like that was their opener. I was like, okay, this is probably not going to be the big, 30th that we're all hoping for.
What we wanted, exactly.
Yeah. I would say if I had to put it in like a little, 1 through 10, I would say it was like a 7. There was something there for everyone.
That's fair.
There was some cool stuff, but I don't think it was, a home run knockout type of presentation. And I think that the fact that the TCG, which I think is truly suffering from backlogs, and that's why we weren't shown more, the fact that they just skipped over pretty much everything for TCG was like a big bummer. The main showcase, Winds and Waves, that was cool. And I know we're gonna delve more into that, but I think out of all of it, my favorite was honestly the Champions announcement.
Interesting.
So yeah.
Kota, what about you? What'd you think?
Yeah. It put into context, talking about the TCG part of it. It put into context where Pokemon puts the TCG. It was in between, I believe, Masters, which I've never played. I don't know a lot of people that do play a ton of Masters. and I think is maybe before the Gale of Darkness announcement. So it's right in that, like, it was in the ancillary product category before, Pocopia,
Yeah.
Champions, obviously Winds and Waves. So I think it really, yes, I'm sure there is a backlog. I'm interested in the fact that they're doing a simultaneous release across on, everyone's getting the same set
Yep.
at the same time, which is a first for Pokemon. So it put into context, I think, how little it impacts their operations because the games carry the Pokemon Company. So that was interesting. It was disappointing. And I'm sure we'll definitely get into the TCG more in a bit. But overall, it was fine. The Champions, I don't know why the ad made me laugh. I just didn't expect it. It was just so wild, a wild start with, I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah.
It felt like a 90s ad to me.
It
You remember
did.
like
It
the
felt
old
like
one where they're like all in the
classic.
bus and everything?
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
And just like weird, like quick cuts and like all these different like facial expressions, like overly animated. I loved it. I thought it was just nice and nostalgic. It kind of hit exactly what I wanted it to be. The rest of it
Yeah.
was fine.
Yeah.
The problem is I just don't care about the ancillary products. Like Jukebox, Pokemon Go's like the same. They kind of just replayed the Legends EA trailers with like, oh, well, now you get this other Garchomp, and Masters. I don't play a ton of. It's just a lot of things that either we'd already seen, like the Pokemon Pocket announcing Paldea, or not Paldea, Paldean
Adventure or
Treasures,
something like that.
something like that. We'd already seen that. They had already been announced. Like we knew that was coming. So it was like a bunch of nothing, and then of course the Winds and Waves with the shocking release date.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was at work, so usually I'm in the office every other Friday. So I was in the office that Friday, and month end is crazy for me. So I didn't get a chance to watch it live. So I ended up watching it on the way home. And right off the bat, I was like, this feels rushed as hell. Like they were moving at like the speed of light. They were like bang, bang, bang. I was like,
it was like 24 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't even realize there was this many. Like, so here's the thing, right? So obviously I do rip and chips. I love collecting the cards. That's like my main lane, right? So I almost always have blinders on when it comes to Pokemon as like what they're doing, right? Like, what's the TCG doing? And that's really it. I just got the Nintendo Switch 2. Didn't even open it yet, but I got it, in preparation for this whole thing, right? But I just felt like it was rushed. I was like, holy smokes, there's like literally, and like, I'm a tech guy. I watch the Apple keynotes. I watch the Google keynotes. I watch the Samsung. So I'm used to like seeing production and like transitions. This was like bam, bam, one to the next, bam, bam, bam. I didn't even know there was some of these things. I didn't even know they existed. Like, obviously I know Pokemon Unite. I know Pokemon Go. I know Pokemon Pocket. And they didn't do anything about TCG Live there. But I mean, that's just the live TCG. But I didn't realize like all these other things. And they did announce like the Gale of Darkness, which I wasn't even playing games at that point, so I don't know. Did they announce Fire Red, Leaf Green there too as online, or is it a DLC for like $20?
They may have mentioned it, but that had been announced.
Yeah,
that had already been announced with the ad.
Okay.
I think they brought it up because they wanted to talk about how home was in the future, or they were going to work on bringing home into it.
Yeah.
Which then brings a whole conversation about online play for Fire Red and Leaf Green, because that was speculated that it would not support. Mm-hmm. So there's that. And then not to take this over, but I also want to bring up something.
Yeah.
They put more effort into Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah.
Than 80%.
Dude, what?
And Pokemon Sleep is cool.
What is it?
But I don't know anyone who uses it or plays it.
Can anyone tell me what Pokemon Sleep is? Because
I
look, anything the Pokemon comes out, I'm downloading the app. I think I downloaded that. Is it like to help you like turn off your devices and go to sleep? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
because you have to have it like on? I don't know. I use my phone for white noise when I'm going to sleep because I just need white noise. Same. And it won't work when you have white noise apps up. It wouldn't do anything. I couldn't play anything.
Yeah.
So the first day I downloaded it, I booted it up. I was like, I don't know what this is, but it's Pokemon, so I'm gonna try it out. And I was like, I can't use my white noise. Okay, I'm done. I deleted the app immediately. I haven't touched it since day one. So
you lost me.
I don't know anyone a single soul that
Yeah.
actually actively uses it.
Yeah.
And like the editing for that ad was like really well done. You know, with the Mew
Yeah,
like flying by.
gorgeous.
They even had like live action recording done. So I was like, okay, this is cool. What is this? And then they're like, all right, now you can sleep with Mew. I was like, cool. That's great.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? I mean, they did a good job with obviously like the effects and whatnot, which cool. But again, I don't know. Maybe it's because like they have a lot of these products, but they obviously they know the numbers. They can't have. There's no way there's the usage numbers on those things, or there's no way it's that high.
And especially
you know what I mean?
to have put in so little effort into the TCG ad, where it was just like, I don't know, just throw some background on there and have a bunch of random cards and make people think something's coming.
Yeah.
Ty, you brought up a good point though. So I mean, I don't know if we want to kind of just skip to TCG because I feel like everything.
Might as well.
I actually did like the little jukebox thing. I went to go buy it. Obviously, it was too late. It was sold out. I think that's kind of cool.
It's sold out?
That quick?
It's sold out?
Oh, it was sold out, 100%. My brother told me about it.
Why?
He sent me a screenshot in Teams. I'm like, oh, I got to get that. And then like I forgot to get it at that time because I was just busy. And then I went back to get it. It was sold out. Sold out. I mean, look,
That's crazy.
look,
It's
a lot of
cool,
these.
but-
It's yeah.
That's
You
a
can't.
top signal.
I'm thinking that they'll
That's top
probably.
signal.
I'm thinking that they'll probably re-release it on there. Who knows? Like I don't know if maybe they just didn't think it was going to be that popular.
Like $5 to make, and it cost like $50 or something.
It was like $50 or $60. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
This looks kind of cool. I played back. I had a Nintendo that looked like that. So you know what? It got everyone's juices flowing for that. Lived in that time frame. The sounds that come out of it. It was just like a pretty cool touch. Okay, because like, look, if they do this every 5 years, they got to think of something cool. They brought the guy that came up with all the sounds for those games. I think it was kind of cool. Did it have to be that much? Maybe not, but there's 40 cartridges or something like that. So it is very interesting.
I'm just too dang pragmatic for this because I have this magical brick that will play all those sounds for me.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Oh, you don't want the retro looking thing that just looks dated that will play?
I don't need more junk
you
in my
have to,
house
like-
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like more like intrusive than an old Walkman. You know, you get 3 minutes,
That's what I thought. I made me
and
think
you have to
of.
carry 40 little cassettes.
Yeah.
This is a wild. I had when I was a kid. I had this like little, I don't know what Dollar Tree thing it was, but it played demos of like 8 songs, but they each were on their own individual little cartridge. So when I was like 6, it was the closest thing I had to a Walkman at that point, and I would just plug those little things in and listen to a minute of some random NSYNC song or whatever, and it was just like, this is amazing. And that's what it looked like to me. I was like, oh my gosh,
where was that
from? And had that.
Was that from like McDonald's or something? I had that too, dude. Oh my god, that's hysterical. You just unlocked the core memory. Yeah, probably.
I have no idea.
That's what that did to me.
I remember that. Oh my god.
I would just carry it around because I was like, I don't know. I don't have anything else to listen to. I'm 5. I'm just listening to what Destiny's Child was one of them. I remember that.
I think it was like Survivor.
It was 45 seconds of Survivor. It wasn't even
I need a photo of this thing.
Ty, it's because if I remember correctly, it was almost like a Tamagotchi size thing. And
yes, exactly. I'm so glad that I'm not the only one with this
memory.
Dude,
that's hysterical.
Comment below if you know what the heck we're talking about.
Yeah, but Kota, you and I, you just turned what? We're like 8 years apart.
I'm 33.
Yeah, we're like 7 years apart. So how old? Well,
where I lived was about 7 years behind everything else, so that tracked.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm young. I'm 29, so I don't remember this.
No, you don't remember that. No. Anyway, so yeah, let's look. I think that we're all aligned here. Like we were all waiting for something TCG. So let's skip to the TCG. Mm-hmm. It sounds like we're all in agreement that like it was just way too short. For the audio listeners, I actually did a little surprise overlay on the YouTube video stream where I put, as you guys know, if you don't know, Pokemon did a 30th anniversary logo for every Pokemon. I asked Ty earlier what his favorite Pokemon was. It is Haunter, so he has the Haunter one underneath his. Kota, you guys already know, and if you don't know, if you guys are new to the Savage Pokepod, Rowlet. Which we're going to have to find out what you think about the Rowlet clone starter. And then I got Zapdos in mine. So the favorite Pokemon are presented on the screen. Going into the 30th anniversary announcement or lack thereof, what did we think about? Let me just share this real quick. What do we think Obviously, it was definitely nothing crazy. We're on Poke Beach right now. Let me just zoom in here real quick. Well, actually, we could just click on these pictures. I don't know. Like, so I was like, I'm like, are we gonna get another Charizard base set reprint? I'm like, please no. But who knows? So we're gonna go through these images real quick. But we've got the base set Charizard. It looks like they went through, and this is obvious, right? They went through all the different types of cards that they had, whether it be a mechanic that they did. So you have the Palkia, Level X, and then this is like what, the Crystal Lugia.
Crystal Lugia.
Yeah.
Yep. And then these are all another level card. How do you pronounce this Pokemon?
Just a random Uxie.
Uxie? Yeah. Is this a legendary from one of the generations?
Gen.
Yeah.
It is. Okay.
It's a mythic, right?
I'm not going to put you on.
It's considered a legendary because you can get it in game.
Oh, okay.
And then they had, these are break cards, right? I've definitely seen these before. So it's like two cards that make one.
Yeah. I love this art. I remember these. These are so cool.
Yeah. I think it probably looks even
so much better than the break cards of Gen 6.
Yeah, like in a binder they look cool, but like if it's side by side, I guess it would be a little weird. But then they brought into the EX, the original EXs and GXs, in Genesect, and is this like Solgaleo or someone?
Yeah, Solgaleo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we've also had our V and V Star that were in Sword and Shield, and then you have your tag teams. And then is this a Radiant? What is this one? Is it a Radiant card?
Yeah. It's that's an amazing rare.
Amazing
rare.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, amazing rare. The Radiant. Yeah. The Radiants were so cool. And then we were hit with a video transition of Mewtwo and Mew, and then the way that they were looking, and then they changed. Like the way they look changed. So on the screen we have Mew, and then we have Mewtwo. What do we think this is? Like, is it chrome? Is it
ugly.
It metallic?
Yeah, I have an idea of what this is.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I had mentioned this during Kota's live stream. I don't necessarily know if we're going back into a reprint situation because they pick some really, I would say, uninspired cards. Like the Uxie's cool, you know, but it's not like, hey, we're gonna reprint this card, this level card. Like, I don't know, it feels weird. They didn't bring in a lot of like the trainer Pokemon from like 4th Gen, and they didn't go into like the original EX cards from like Emerald era, right? Mm-hmm. So they didn't hit like some of these like specific eras, but they brought these up, right? So here's my idea. It's one of two things. Either A, we're getting into commanders, and you're going to have a commander Pokemon that can do something to help you, and it's going to sit off to the side. Now, that's a very far-fetched prediction, but commanders is a very popular platform for almost every TCG at this point.
I've heard it in Magic. I've heard it in Magic, I think. Yeah. Commander decks.
It's in Magic. It's in it's definitely in One Piece, and it's in a few more.
Okay.
And the gimmick of it, the idea of the commander is that it'll be a specific card that will sit off to the side, and it's exclusive to your deck, and it'll give you like a permanent buff to your field, whatever it may be, right? So it's either that, or my second one is that they're creating something called an energy rare, which is that it's going to be a Pokemon that has all the energies. But I don't know if that's enough to be like, hey, let's make a huge announcement about this, right? But some kind of energy rare where it's like, it can use anything. I don't know. Kind of feels like a terrestrialized situation, but into the TCG.
Huh.
Yeah.
But that's kind of all I got. Other than that, I have no idea what those are. But they do look really weird. They look almost like oil. Like when oil hits like water and it gets like reflective.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It looks kind of like something that's reflective, which my whole thing was chrome. Like, what would they call it? You know, like, you know what I'm saying?
That
like,
wouldn't be the future because we've already done that.
They've done chrome? They've done chrome?
Well, the chrome is the future.
Oh, Topps chrome.
Topps chrome back in
the day. Yeah. Oh, what if, I mean...
what if it...
What if
it's Topps? Yeah, because like Topps... right, to that. So what if that's what that is? What if this is like a Topps nod? Because Topps Chrome nod. Maybe
Why would that be the future awaits?
Yeah, and honestly, why would they make Topps the only thing that they pointed to?
This was my whole issue with everyone and their mother sharing. Oh, look, here are the cards that are getting reprinted in the celebration set.
Yeah,
and I was like, immediately, my first thing immediately was like, as we're watching, yeah, it was like, okay, cool, yep, these are cool cards, and it was like Solgaleo, okay, random level 50, okay, not a great tag team, a perfectly fine tag team because Pikachu, but definitely like not even like a top 3, and then all of a sudden it's like the future awaits or whatever. So it's immediately like, okay, no, this is not. I do not think this is a reprint. I really do not think we're getting a reprint of all these cards. And if we are, they are some bad choices.
Yeah.
I think this could be more like a Generations type of thing.
I hated they were sharing that. I like the champions. I like the commander idea. I don't think Pokemon's innovative enough to do that, but I think it's awesome.
I mean, if you look
I have no clue what it is.
If you look at, like, you can see the card shape in the background. So, like, is this like us telling, you know, are they telling us like this is what the borders are going to look like on this style card? Like, and I don't know, like, I don't know anything about like mangas or anything, but like I know that they're way more rare than like SIRs, and the value of them are crazy. What makes it? I don't know.
They're just bad immersive arts in real life. They're just
Yeah,
like
I mean,
weird 3D ones. Like, ooh, look at this.
Holographic cards. They're coming. The future's here. They're all holograms.
Right. I mean, because like you can see, like there's neon greens in the background. We're looking at the Mew card right now for our audio listeners, and there's all this neon in the Mew body that's like obviously forming to the body, which means that like, almost like when you're looking at it through like glass or whatever, right? Like it definitely looks like it's bouncing off of the Pokemon. And the same thing with the Mewtwo, I want to say. Yeah, because like there's oranges and purples in the background. I'm assuming, unless that's, you know, again, this is all what we're trying to get. But again, the border of the card is here. The card looks like almost like, you know, metallic or something. Like I don't know.
And also for context of the ad, they were together the entire time. They were like right up on each other.
And then if
you remember, almost acting like it was like a split card.
Right. I was going to say, if you remember how it ended, it like they both joined, and then like the animation was like
became a pack.
The pack, and then like it kind of like
a Pokemon Pocket pack.
Yeah, like exactly. It reminded me of like opening up something digitally on their Pokemon Pocket app.
What if Pokemon's doing their own digital rips? Instant rips.
Oh my god, knock it off.
Hey, think about this. But think about this. Just think for a second. They are now controlling Excel because they bought that, and they are getting this new print facility. What if they decide that instead of sending out physical products so that people can't scalp it anymore, they're just going to do their instant rips where you go in the Pokemon Center, you buy your booster box, and it gets ripped for you.
So they're cutting out. So in that one fell swoop, they're cutting out
the terrible idea.
They're cutting out the distributor. They're cutting out all the rip and shippers in one shot. Like, see you later, everybody.
They decide to be rip and shippers.
Right? They're doing everything. I mean,
EPCI rip and shippers.
I don't know.
I don't think that's actually.
I mean,
no,
because they could have just done that without having to buy everything. They could have just gotten the big printing facility and went, okay, good, we're not selling it to anyone anymore.
Yeah, I think it's a very bad idea. But also like, what is the future awaits? What like is it if all of that was just leading up to like, okay, and our new gimmick is
right, and they could have
energy rares. Then why even have the ad? Because especially since you didn't say anything, you just said all we know is it's coming out this year.
That's right. They could have just told us what it was and not even showed us anything, and we'd be in the same position.
That's the oddest part. Is like we know what's coming out. We know what's coming out the next set and the following set. We know we have Perfect Order. We have whatever Ninja Spinner or whatever it's called in English.
Chaos Rising. Yeah.
So we know we have these two sets coming out. And then it's like, and then this set is going to be.
Well, we have Abyssai and Storm Emeralda, which is probably
we have there. So this is
that'll probably be the summer.
Probably not even coming out. This is probably not coming out until
we said like October. We looked it up. The celebrations came out in like October. We were saying that on the last podcast. But
this is the other thing I want to talk about with the TCG. Winds and Waves gets announced, and the last little clip just says releasing worldwide 2027.
Yeah,
which means the mega era, either the mega era is going to be lasting for at least another year longer than we thought, or whatever this is going to be the future, and they're moving in a different direction from mega. I don't know what the future can be. It feels weird to introduce a new type of rare in the middle of the mega era.
Yeah. Well,
So whatever
Yeah.
maybe it's specific to the celebration set, but that's not the future. That's just one set.
what if it's not? What if this is not for celebrations? Or maybe it is, and then
Yeah.
all the cards look
Well,
like
it's
this chrome. Maybe they
yeah.
do reprint them, but they're chrome. Like they don't look like they did, but they're like some type of chrome.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, but I think we spoke about this either the last part of the pod before, where we were
Mhm.
trying to think of like how long the mega era will last. Now, when you said that, do you think that they only release games in November and that's it?
So
Because
I don't know.
because
The thing is,
yeah,
they've never released a mainline game outside of that like September to November block because it's up for the holidays. They want to be able to maximize their profits. They know everybody's buying gifts around that time. That's when they do it. It
Mhm.
would make no sense because they've released the ancillary games. Like the Legends games are typically, I believe, a January-ish release. The BDSP was in December or around like that same realm. The last several games that we've had November releases: Ultra Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I'm thinking of the games I went to the midnight releases for: Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Sword and Shield,
Mhm.
Scarlet and Violet, and this. We've had midnight November, middle of November releases every single time. So it would make no sense unless they are shifting what they're doing to release
Right.
it in like March, like or like one February, whatever, like Pokemon Day.
Yeah, I'm thinking that. I'm thinking exactly that. I don't think that. I think we'll have what we just said. Perfect Order coming out in March this month. We are officially in Perfect Order month. We've got Chaos Rising coming out in May. We got Storm Emeralda and Abyss Eye coming out in July in that Black Bolt White Flare time frame. And then the next set would officially come out in September, and then a November release. So either they come out with one more main set and this, or they do this. And then I think that a specialty set will end the mega era in January, release in English, just like Ascended Heroes just came out in January. And then by March, we'll get Gen 10. And so I think we're going to get the games and the TCG all dropping at the same time worldwide in March, every language. That's what I think.
I disagree.
We should listen.
Yeah,
This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great to see in a year from now. We'll see.
it's also possible that they're just going to do a different era, right? So entirely. So we've had like spin-off eras, like Mega, right? That's a
Mhm.
spin-off era. The Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby, that was a spin-off era with the forget the name of the packs, but you could get like those really cool Kyogres and Groudons and
The
stuff like
Double
that.
Crisis.
So yeah, the Double Crisis ones, but those have always been really short and sweet, and then they move on. It's possible that due to these delays, knowing that one thing that Pokemon's been getting barraged with every release, I'd say for the last 4 to 5 releases, is hey, your quality is suffering, and we as fans are not happy with it, right? Sword and Shield, people got really upset because the national dex was removed. The most recent one, Scarlet Violet, had a bunch of bugs, if I remember right. And then you had Pal World come out, and Pal World basically said, "Hey, we could do what you do better," right? And so I think whether Pokemon liked that or not, they did see that and went, "Hey, maybe we need to step it up." And then with Legends EA, everybody kept saying, "Hey, look at all these JPEGs on the wall," for the balconies. So
Yeah.
maybe they are acknowledging that the quality is being lost, especially when they have like Game Freak making Beast of Reincarnation, and that game looks like a Dark Souls game. And
It
so maybe
does.
they're saying, hey, we're going to slow it down. And then maybe for the 30th, it will be like, hey, we're going to reinvent Pokemon entirely, and it's going to be a full era of specialty cards, whatever it may be. Being like, we are new, we're trying something different. But at the same time, Nintendo and Pokemon always has a reputation of not being that bold and kind of just playing the safe route. So maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'll start with the disagreement with stuff. the reason that I believe they don't release the TCGs along with the mainline games is because they do not want new players to get spoiled on Pokemon. That's why even with Legends ZA, you didn't see the new megas until like a couple months after the game released with no, Phantasmal Flames had them. No, the Phantasmal Flames, it was just Ascended. Ascended was the first one with any of the actual alternate, the new megas. So it was a solid couple months between.
Yeah.
I think they do that on purpose. I think they do that specifically to make sure that people have time to play the games without getting spoiled, because they are locking down the Switch 2 now to where leaks can't happen as much with the new Switch 2. Like the hacking the Switch and getting this information like they did with a Terra leak and like they did with every other game we've had in the last few generations, really. They've specifically made it to where it can't happen. Now we still have leakers that are leaking things, but as far as actually hacking the system, the console, they can't do that anymore. So I think whenever we get whenever we get the game, whether it be February on Pokemon Day, which I think is, if they're going to do it early in the year, I think it's Pokemon Day. They release it that day, super hype, everybody gets thrilled with it. And if not, I think that whenever they do it, it's gonna be a solid 2 to 3 months before we see when Weewa, I'm calling it Weewa set 1.
Yeah, Weewa.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. So you're saying that they don't want people to have the TCG and then know what's coming in the game. Is that what you're saying?
Theoretically, I think they, because they're so protective over leaks at this point, and I think the amount of like both Terra leaks really put a black eye on them. I think having the fact that all this information and all this stuff we knew about winds and waves for this last, since 2024, I think was the actual leak. I think that's a big black eye to them. I think they don't like that. As Ty, I just don't believe that Pokemon Company cares what their games do, because Scarlet and Violet, best-selling game, outside of Red, Blue, and Green. The second best-selling game outside of those is Sword and Shield. They are just selling like hotcakes. They're making their money. They're putting so little money into this that I just do not believe that they're looking at it that way. I think at most it could be the Switch being not uptaken as quickly. They're giving more people time to get used to the Switch and to make sure that they can market the Switch, especially since like chips and stuff are becoming harder to get. So the price of the Switch may be going up. I think they're handling one crisis at a time. That's why I think they delayed it. And I do think maybe them actually trying to print more of these last couple of sets, and hopefully what we're seeing up now, may have taken some time, so that maybe even the TCG set is being pushed back, and that's why they're pushing the game back. I don't necessarily think that's true, because I think the game is just the most important thing, is the driving factor. But my biggest thing is, if Mega, so there's the possibilities are Mega continues on until, I'd say at minimum, May 2027.
Wow.
Or
I mean, that's a long time.
That is
another
a long time.
Set in there, and then like the future awaits. Like, is it gonna be a future set? How long is the future? Is the future the next few months until
the future is constant?
The future is for like maybe like 6 months until Gen 10 comes out and we get Weewa base set. But yeah, it's weird. The whole thing was weird. The fact that they slipped that little the little thing, because this is, if we're not getting the game until November, we're gonna have what are we gonna live off of for the next
that's why
year and a half? They're gonna is not gonna carry. Champions isn't gonna carry.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this will be the first game that I would buy on release. You know, like I got Scarlet like a year later. I still haven't really I didn't even finish it. But like seeing like after opening up the SV TCG and then going and playing the games after, I was like, oh, that's who Arvin is, and that's why, you know, that's who Cassiopeia is, and I learned. So I'm like, I looked at it from that perspective, and I'm like, it would be cool if nobody was spoiled, if everybody, TCG and gamers, lived the entire the time, you know, like they lived the timeline simultaneously, because we see that, like, you know, they've already announced the Mega Raichu, right? And we haven't seen that in a TCG yet. So it would be cool. It seems like they can do it where it's like, because like, what's stopping them from just, okay, we have a Raichu set, DLC comes out today as well for Raichu, and so does the TCG. You know what I'm saying? Like they could do it because like it's just holding a button to flip the switch on for the game for the DLC on the same day that the TCG releases. So I'm like, all right, there's no DLCs up front. Everyone, gamers and TCG players alike, will experience the starters in their own right, in their own lane at the same time. I think that'd be pretty sick. They've never done it before, so obviously it's way out there. But yeah,
If I thought they cared more about the TCG, maybe.
I mean,
But as we
who
saw,
knows?
I just
Like,
don't. I
look what
don't
the
think they
TCG
care
has
about
done.
the TCG.
Look what the TCG has done.
And so
And look at his
I would
placement
also,
between Cafe Remix and Masters EX.
but to Sav's point of view here, the TCG has never been in this crisis like it has been, and I don't think that it's a coincidence that they gave us very little. I think they gave us very little because they're trying to figure out what they're going to do in terms of how to handle the TCG. Because like Destined Rivals should not be $600 right now, right? And Pokemon has to acknowledge that because it's really bad. And they know it's really bad. That's why they're buying out the distributors. That's why they're building facilities. So they are spending. Like, remember that printing facility was the biggest like land purchase in all of the U.S. last year, right? So that's big money. I mean, with all the automotive manufacturers and stuff, they're doing their thing with the tariffs, and they still outdid them. That means that Pokemon, for not caring, you know, maybe not in like effort in terms of what we're experiencing, they are caring financially. Clearly, something's happening there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why they bought Excel. I think they bought Excel too. I think what they're doing is they're gonna print a bunch, but they also can now manage the distribution to where they don't have a $80 box again, because they don't want the for as bad as it looks now, $80 boxes also look bad because it makes your product look cheap.
Yep.
So I think they're trying, what they're setting up for, and maybe that's what the future awaits thing is they're setting up for control across the board from start to finish.
Yeah,
they are in charge of, they're in management of this product, and they don't want to see $80 boxes because Pokemon wants MSRP because that's what they suggest, because that's what they make. They want 100 and what I think is going to be $81 by the end of this, because I think we're going to see the MSRP change a box. And that's it. And that's what they want. And they don't want 80. They don't want 280. They want what they make, because again, they're a corporation that we've seen by how much money they put into the games that likes money.
But I think that I honestly think that they also like that there's scalping going on too, because it just,
it just
keeps exactly, it drives demand, and that's what it's all about. I mean, you know, we see it now. Like we'll see what happens with Perfect Order, right? Because that'll be a pretty interesting. We'll see what happens with Perfect Order and how Ascended Heroes starts to fill that void. But I think obviously Perfect Order is not the strongest set. We'll see if people, if we start to see that on shelves, no one's going to want to buy it because there's no demand for it outside of me walking into Target and be like, oh, look, Perfect Order's there. But if there's no scalping, then the demand falls, and then you'll start to see things change. That's why it's like such a balancing act, because then the people that buy cards hold them for values, you know, like it just, everything shifts, right? But I don't think that one set will do it, and we know what's coming after that, so I don't think it's going to be that crazy. But I don't know. I'm going to share.
Journey Together didn't hurt it. This won't hurt it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the ETBs will sit a little bit longer, but people aren't going to be like, oh, I'm not buying that collection box because it has 2
booster boxes. You won't find booster boxes.
Yeah, same thing.
ETBs, I don't even think you'll really find in any meaningful way. You might find like booster bundles. You might find 3-pack blisters.
I think it's just going to feel like Paradox Rift a year ago. You know, where it's kind of like available, but no one knows it.
Phantasmal Flames kind of like, I don't know. Very obviously anecdotal, but I've seen a lot of Phantasmal Flames.
Have you seen Phantasmal Flames now? Have you seen?
Oh yeah, I can go into Walmart down the street and find 3-pack blisters of it. I can go into what was it? Aldi. Aldi just had 3-pack blisters of Phantasmal Flames. I picked it up because it's not easy to move, but at the same time, it ain't hurting anything. Booster boxes aren't going to be found. ETBs aren't going to be found.
I'm going to ask you, where do you think the value of a Phantasmal Flames booster box is right now? Sorry.
230?
Oh, I know this.
What, 230? Higher.
230, 240. I think it's around journey together.
Higher.
No. It's like, can I say?
Yeah.
It's like $330 to $350 right now.
Kota,
Wow.
it's insane. This happened in like the last week or so.
Yeah,
I don't know
if that's popping off. I mean, we're not perfect order booster boxes aren't going to be seen.
No, but I think that's why this is happening, because people are now like, well, crap, like the next set coming out's not too crazy. Everyone's going to start to shift their focus on other things, and a lot of things are happening at this time, right? And I love the continuing conversation on the TCG. I love this, but the first 4 main sets and 2 specialty sets, SV Base, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, Paradox Rift, 151, and Paldea and Fates are all going out of TCG rotation in April. So they're going to be, we can say out of print. We don't know. Pokemon can do whatever the hell they want, but they're going out of rotation. So now we got a week set coming. It'll be here, and then it'll be 2 months before we get another set. But we got a weaker set coming, right? We have Ascended Heroes out. It's very hard to get. Pack pricing is kind of crazy on the secondary market right now still. What are people going to do? Well, they're going to go back now and be like, oh, well, let's open up Phantasmal Flames. Let's get that Charizard. We love Charizard. Let's get Charizard. Let's go back to Mega Base. We've got a Guardy. We got the Lucario, the Gold. We got all these cards. More Black Bolt. They're definitely not going back to Destined Rivals because that's way too expensive for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think that's why this is happening, is that people are now starting to see, let me look at where Mega Evolution Base is. But that's $330 a box? What?
That says more about the lack of printing boxes.
Well, 100%.
Yeah,
and that's the same thing with Destined Rivals too. But
we saw this happen last year. So during Paradox Rift, Twilight Masquerade, and then all the way up to like Stellar, right? It was like Surging Sparks finally made SV be cool again, but there was a series of sets that were weaker. And then instead of like, granted it was a smaller market back then, but instead of people just dropping everything, all that happened is they shifted backwards into Sword and Shield, and then Sword and Shield exploded.
Right.
Right.
I think
so
we're going to happen here.
Yeah, I mean, 151, I don't know if you've been paying attention to those, but like the booster bundles, the 6 packs, those are about 160 bucks.
150, 160 bucks. Yeah. I've been trying to keep my eye on these things, but
that's the biggest thing we need to realize. And everybody that keeps saying how what's going to hurt the what's going to kill the market, nothing's going to kill the market.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's going to kill the market.
And what's going to happen is going to shift. It's going to shift, and eventually things will slow down, because once the main sets get printed more, which may not be until 2028 or late 2027, especially given that this new print facility might just be dedicated to when Waves base set 1 when it gets up and running. That might be what they start printing, because they may be behind on it. That's why they're delaying things. But the market's not going to be killed by any one set. The market's not going to be killed. Chaos Rising could be a crap set too. And we know it's not, because the Greninja can carry a set and it won't matter.
Yep.
Because everything else can be bought up.
I think the size of these sets, is what's gonna drive it.
People are gonna start picking up. People are gonna pick up more Temporal Forces. They're gonna pick up more Stellar Crown. They're gonna pick up all these other slightly cheaper, but the next round of out of print boxes.
Yeah, I started doing that in January. I made a video about that, like what I've been picking up as far as like long term hold. I picked up a case of SV Base. I picked up a case of Paradox Rift. Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, kind of going crazy. Obviously, they're going to be a little bit harder to pick up at those prices, but I kind of want to do it because once that news hits and it's sold out, it's going to go crazy.
Yeah. And there's also another thing that Pokemon can do that they have in their back pocket that we haven't talked about. If they do need to have filler, to get us to that next era, and they need time to delay, they could always just do a physical TCG player set.
Like
not TCG,
a pocket?
Sorry, pocket. Yeah. They could do a pocket set. They could do a couple of those and be done with it.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, there you go, a new set.
I wonder, those borders, the borders on the pocket are very chrome, like
art looking thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Right? Like the borders on those cards.
Yeah.
If they can somehow pull it off, it'd be cool, because we all know that Pocket has the best art.
That's good. That's kind of an interesting point right there that we kind of just.
And it did start with Mewtwo as one of the main sets, and then I think the first expansion was Mew.
Well, also
the
island, Mystical Island or Mythical Island, something like that.
If you complete the first 3 sets, which I just did the other day because my friend told me about this, you can get a special immersive Mew in that set, in the base set. If you complete If you complete the Pokédexes for those 3 packs, you can get an immersive art Mew, which is one of my favorite immersive arts of the bunch.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that kind of makes sense actually. And then they just did the Tandem Mouse crossover, so why wouldn't they do it the other way?
Wait, did they do the
that's
Graveyard crossover too? I thought I opened up a
They've
pack.
done a lot. They've done a lot of crossover arts.
It looked like the Graveyard from Tempor. It has like the Gengar rug or something like that. It's
Yeah,
I think
that's SV base actually.
Is it SV base? Okay.
I love that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? That could very well be because one of you guys said it looks immersive earlier. And dude, I don't know how they would pull it off. How they could pull off an immersive looking card, dude. Shoot, I don't know. Man. That's kind of crazy, man. If that happens,
you have all these people.
Like a hologram.
This is the future.
Yeah,
this is the future. Phones.
All digital.
You know?
All digital. Hey, Sav, can you cue up everybody's favorite segment?
Oh yeah. Tangent of the day. The day.
YouTubers need to stop talking about what's going to kill the market. The market's slowing down. The market heating up. It doesn't matter. And this is both sides. There are sides of it that go, well, this is really showing like we're seeing some cooling in the market. We're seeing, and then other side going, oh my gosh, this is all popping up. It doesn't matter. All you're doing is setting everyone up for disappointment because nothing's killing the market right now, but also like not everything's a buy.
That's true.
Just stop saying. Here's the thing: the best thing we can do for everyone out there that's frustrated with all this stuff is stop talking about the market and just focus on what's coming out and just the reality of it. Not this is cooling off. Oh, people get excited. They get so hyped up. Wow, look at everything cooling off during the Christmas break when no one buys anything anyway. That's historically what happens. Right. And then all of a sudden, wow, 151's popping off like crazy. Dustin Rouse is popping off like crazy. Market's heating up again. Everybody's frustrated again because they thought it was coming back down. And then it cools back down again for a little bit in the summer when, again, it typically cools down for a bit. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, why do we buy all this stuff? And then it heats back up. Everyone's frustrated. Just stop saying cooling and heating. It just is. The market's doing its thing right now. Doesn't matter. Just buy what you want. Buy singles, buy sealed. Doesn't matter. Stop saying things are cooling and heating up. It doesn't matter.
No, right. And it ties into ties into your whole thing of what you always said. Like look at Journey Together, look at Stellar Crown. They're $250+ a box. That's why if you're buying stuff to hold, you're gonna buy Perfect Order anyway. You might as well wait. You might as well see what happens and buy it. That's it.
If not, then you're gonna go buy Journey Together, or you're gonna go buy Temporal Forces, or you're gonna buy these slightly undervalued boxes because eventually those can go out of print.
Yeah,
you know. If you don't like Perfect Order and you don't think it's ever going to age well, Temporal Forces might. But also, Temporal Forces has always been looked at as a bad set. That was the last set to sell out of the Pokemon Center when everything was starting to boom.
Yep. That's why it's my least. Well, it's that and Shrouded Fable least.
Wasn't over
booster box on
that.
Wasn't Vivid Voltage the last one? Or was it
it's Battle Styles, but the last Scarlet era, Scarlet Violet era, I meant. Because Battle Styles was technically the last one that went out.
But you know what? Like,
and Battle Styles is pretty good too.
I like Battle Styles. I like it.
It's my first. Urshifu has never been appealing to me.
Yeah, I don't like that either. But I think
he's my Zygarde. I'm just like, all right, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that Zygarde is driving this next set. I don't know. I mean, like you look at him, those boxes are probably those are like the least valuable boxes in Sword and Shield era when you look at the value of all of them. But look, in 5 years they're going to be up. So that's really the whole point. You have it. If you need the money now, sell it. If you don't, put it in a corner, put it in your closet, wait. That's it.
If you really want to collect, go buy Japanese singles.
There you go. That's Kota's collectible.
I love Japanese. That's what I collect. I love Japanese
motto.
singles.
All right, so I think we covered TCG, and we'll probably get back to TCG somehow because we always do. We love it. I'm gonna put up the wins and waves. Okay, so the last part of this podcast, we'll go and talk about the game, what we know so far, the starters for sure. So we were greeted with I don't even know if there's any pictures on Poke Beach, but we were greeted with 2 Pikachus, right?
Pikachu and Windichu.
Something like that. Yeah. Windichu and Wavichu, I think is what they were called. Which, have we ever received any variants of Pikachu like that before? I don't know.
So Pikachu is going to be in Pokopia, which is like a ghosty looking Pikachu.
Okay.
So that's the first. We've had some variations because back in, I believe, was it XY that had the fashion Pokemon with like the Luchador and all that stuff?
But also Didn't Sun and Moon have them where you could dress them up also?
Yeah, I think both did.
And in Pokemon Go, they have like the holiday ones, Christmas
Yes,
hat,
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But like,
But this is the second time they've named them differently, like where it's like they have personalities. And well, I guess in the anime has like the Captain Pikachu.
right? Yep.
Yeah.
Like but these actually like look like this Waveachu, I think, is this one. I don't know which one's which, but like, you know, it's got like the Hawaiian, but like you've got the eyes are different. She's got eyelashes, the pink cheeks. Like you could tell, obviously the bathing suit, like it looks like it's a boy and a girl, and how they look just looks a little different. So it's interesting.
It's also got a weird charm on its tail.
Yeah,
saw
this
that.
one, right? Yeah, I just noticed that as well. I'm not sure if this is like something to do with the region that it's based off of. Maybe that's something to do with like a cultural thing. This one has
He's got a bow.
A bow, yeah.
Whoa.
So
This might just be like an accessory type thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, watch, they're gonna start. Watch, yeah. You can dress them up, but you'll have to buy all the outfits. So
$50. Redeem today.
Yeah.
It just goes into God. That's how you get them. This is an SSR.
Right. So obviously they had a whole bunch of, you know, images. It looks like they just showed, obviously they weren't going to leak anything crazy. I'm loving the water overshot views of this.
The water looks good.
Yeah, it looks really good. And then they had some
for dive
underwater. So I'm assuming there's going to be some underwater type.
Yeah. And that was in
I
the
can't
leaks
wait
as well, that we're going to have some underwater dive mechanic back for the first time since Omega Ruby.
So that was a thing that they did before.
Yeah, the dive, the move, the HM die was based off of, was doing that.
Got it. Okay. And then we have, you know, the Whale Lords, the Welmer and the Whale Lords, the Duskulls, and then like this weird building, which kind of looks like
had a bunch of water slides.
Water slides? Yeah, it looks kind of fun. Okay, yeah, here's the overhead view of it, guys. For the audio listeners, we're looking at images that they showed us on Pokemon Presents, and then you got your two different variants. I'm assuming Winds and Waves, the Pro Tag in both of those games. Honestly, I'm very excited to play it. I've never been so excited again.
Good.
I'm excited.
It looks fantastic. The lava looks fantastic.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it looks really, really good.
And here's the thing: if this game's not coming out for another they
got time.
You know, however long year,
even if it's a year,
months.
Even if it's a year,
I mean, they could make it look a little better. You never know.
Yep. But like every Pokemon, you know, you've seen from Gen 1 all the way to Gen 9, I think we've seen Pokemon in this. And then we're greeted with our 3 new starters, which definitely has caused a bunch of back and forth, some heated conversations in all over social media. What do we think about the 3 starters? So we've got Browt, which is the grass starter, Pombon, which is the fire starter, and then we got Gecqua, which is the water starter. I'm loving this Gecqua image, by the way, with the reflection and like the water. I feel like across the board, Gecqua got a ton of love, like from the jump. What happened over there? Gecqua got a ton of love, but I want to start off with Browt. I immediately, I think I just messaged Kota. I was like, dude, didn't I say this? I don't remember if it was you, or I'm like, this is like a Rowlet. I thought of Kota at least when I saw this, and the internet's buzzing that this is like an Angry Birds type.
It is an Angry Bird
look-alike, and I can totally see it.
He's great.
I do think
these starters didn't miss.
No, I think that the starters actually look really cool, and it's gonna be awesome to see like where they go. I watched a very interesting, I want to say it was TikTok video someone sent me, where they broke down, and I don't know if the guy had a couple of bevies, but he was like, he was kind of making sense, but I didn't fact check anything that he said, but like he was saying something about like how these Pokemon are related to the region that they are, and it was like,
sure.
What was it?
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Okay.
I mean, it's Indonesia.
Yeah, so it was like, but they were saying that this is a sumo wrestler. I was like, oh god. So like
a sumo wrestler?
Yeah,
that's not the right region, but that's funny.
I gotta look and see. I don't know what
for that.
They were saying that like
So
Pombon had like a red thing on his head in the image that it was, and it was like a calligraphy, something calligraphy. I don't even know. And it was like these 3 things that he pointed out. I forgot what the Gecqua one was. But so you like Browt.
That's great. I think it's funny. I think he's a funny little angry bird. He will never be the superior grass starter bird. So he can be second place, and that's okay.
Now let me ask you this: what was the first game that you guys played on like Nintendo's
Like
Game Boy or whatever?
ever?
Pokemon game.
Red blue.
Red,
Technically blue. I
yeah,
think
And who was your starter?
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur. And Ty?
yeah, Squirtle.
Squirtle. And I was Charmander.
Yeah.
So I pick the fire starter
wow.
in every game that I play. I picked Cyndaquil in Gen 2, and I don't even think I played the Gen 3 games. But when I got Scarlet, I picked Fuecoco. Like, it wasn't even a question. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to pick this one. Nope. Fire starter every time. So I'm definitely, obviously, more geared towards the Pombon. Look at him. He's such a good boy. Look at him.
I will defend both brain cells that it has with my life. I love Pombon so much.
As long as it stays on all
Please let it
fours.
stay on all fours. Please let it stay on all fours.
Yeah. I really hope it ends up being like a Fenrir type of thing where it becomes more, aggressive and fire and wolf and like big and fluffy, almost like Arcanine. I think that would be really cool.
I like that.
I guess I misunderstood. I thought this was in Greece. I thought this was a Greek thing. It's Indonesia?
That was a leak, I
But
think.
everything else that's come out since then, including spoiler alert, I won't say too much about the Terror leak, but that was hinted at, and it's been hinted at several times that this is Indonesian islands.
Maybe we can see more of it.
Got it. Okay.
I thought it was Greece too, and I would have been so excited. Obviously, being Greek, I would have been like, "This is great." But looking at some of these, is there like a building in the background? No, maybe not. I mean, it could still be. Who knows?
Yeah, the white. Yeah.
The foresty regions are much more kind of that gives away.
Yeah, that's where I
Indonesian
lost.
Like Islander. It's been hinted at several times that it's those, and according to the Terra leak, it is Indonesia. It is that is the area that is based in.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
You look at all these, man. Look at the 3 of them; they're so cute. I thought that opening up with this image where it was the behind from coming up from back, I'm like, are we gonna see the front? Are we gonna see them what they look like? And I think once it turned around, I'm like, this is awesome. But yeah, that's a great point to make it stay on all fours as the fire starter. The Arcanine is definitely a good. Arcanine's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you got the Gecqua, which Gecko and Aqua, I guess. I think the name is kind of probably the coolest in my opinion. And then it also looks really, really cool. Like, I don't know, is this going to be like the new Greninja line? Like, it could have that potential. I don't know. Like, Greninja was one of the starter, right? It was the third evolution.
Yeah. Froakie.
Right. The Froakie's actually a really cute water Pokemon too. I mean,
oh yeah. I'm hoping this becomes like a water poison type.
That's exactly what I think it's going to be.
Just the way the eyes look and everything. I mean, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like a Salazzle, but as a gecko.
It also kind of fits like the island, like rainforesty vibe, but kind of like not exactly a poison dart frog, but like a lot of those things have like a lot of these colors and designs tend to be poisonous.
That's going to be awesome. And it'd be pretty cool if, I'm very interested to see what happens with these. Again, it'd be awesome, in my opinion, if everything came out at once and everyone got to experience it in their own right in the same shot. Because that'd be sick. Kota, so what were you saying? You thought you saw something? Not many people were talking about it.
So, and plenty of people are talking about it, but but I don't know if you guys saw it in the shot. And I'm gonna share.
Oh, the Gyarados. I saw that.
So I don't think this is Gyarados.
What is
I think this is a representation because it's more snaky. It has like this like snaky, like, but then like kind of like a fish tail kind of thing. So this may be one of the legendaries.
Mm.
I think we could see this be one of the legendaries. It doesn't have the shape. It doesn't have the body shape of Gyarados. It doesn't have like the normal like curve, like kind of linear, like straight horizontal curvature. I think this is going to be maybe being in the clouds. It makes me think this is going to be like the wind legendary or a wind Pokemon, but with it being a specific shape in the clouds, it kind of feels like it's hinting at what we could see as
Interesting.
Yeah.
the legendary, the wind, dragon
What wasn't there
legendary.
like a mechanic that was leaked or something? Was it like I don't even know if I remembered it correctly. Was it like a spirit of some sort? I could be making that up completely.
That's spirit.
I don't know, like
I
some
haven't
type of
seen much of the leaks
like a
of
like a mechanism that they were
mechanic,
going to use. Yeah, I don't know. You can
but
scratch that
maybe
entire
I
theory.
don't know.
I
But
I
yeah,
probably made that up.
this just kind of seems like it's gonna be it's something more because it would kind of be weird for this to just be Gyarados. Even though
Yeah,
Gyarados is an interesting crossover between the two because it's water and flying, but I think this is gonna be something. I think this screams. And I now the other part of it is I looked at all the Wonder Water footage trying to see if they had something like random sticking out like that for
yeah.
like maybe that's the waves legendary, but I didn't see anything. So
Yeah, I mean, this could go like so many ways, which is kind of what makes it even more exciting, right? Like, you got the starters and everyone's looking, everyone's trying to pick some details apart from the images that we got, the video that we got, and then they're already choosing their starters. And like, again, it could be a year or more, obviously, until we see this. So,
mm.
we should. Do you think that we'll slowly start to see things come out,
Well,
not necessarily leaked from something else, but maybe from Pokemon themselves, like,
I
or
don't
they're
think we're
just
gonna see
gonna.
any real leaks for a
Yeah.
bit. There's one guy, and if you know who he is on Twitter, you know who he is. That is a very informed leaker. And I think
Oh,
we'll probably see some bits and pieces from him because we always do. He also announced the fire leaf. He kind of hinted at fire red leaf green coming out a
I
while
think,
ago,
yeah, I think I saw
before
that.
it was announced. That kind of stuff. So there's a good chance we'll see some stuff from him. For those of you won't see anything unless you seek it out because I don't think there's gonna be as much access to the data like it has been in past where we could data mine everything really quickly like we did with the last at least the last 3 generations since I've been following data mining. I'm sure it's been longer,
Yeah,
but I think the interesting thing is going to be if this is a November release, and I think they specifically didn't say November, so maybe it's not, maybe it is, but if it's a November 2027 release, it's going to be really weird trickling out information about the games like they typically do because right now this would be the start of the cycle and for the next 8 months.
Right.
And
right.
instead, it's at least probably 12 months, if not 20 months. So it's gonna be interesting to see
Yeah.
how the news cycle goes.
It'd be too long, And then it goes back to maybe it does come out next year on Pokemon Day. Maybe that's just
Yeah,
how they figure
that's
that out.
that's the biggest. That would be the biggest indicator to me that it's going to come out, unless it maybe comes out in January 1st or something like that. Who knows? But the biggest indicator to me is maybe it's available for pre-order and on November 17th or November whatever, so people can buy it ahead of time
Yeah,
for Christmas because that's people are still going to do that, and then we'll see it released. Yeah, Pokemon Day, January, somewhere in there. That would make a little more sense just because it'd be very odd to have this hype cycle when you're releasing the starters. I thought they were just going to show gameplay. I didn't think they'd show the starters. But showing the starters this early, there's no way you can there's no logical way you could tie it over. Now, unless there's another game,
right.
unless there's a new Black and White remake or something like that that they're going to plug in between now and then, and they haven't announced that yet. But I feel like they would announce that during Pokemon Day. So I don't know. It's weird.
That's a
Yeah.
good
This
point.
whole thing was weird. The whole presents was weird because of this. Like it was like felt relatively normal, TCG aside, until that very end where it was like 2027. So are we gonna like is the competitive scene gonna live off of Scarlet and Violet for another year and
Right.
9 months? Like
Yeah,
that's the other part of it. The VGC functions off of whatever game they're playing with. So champions will eventually transition over to it, but for now, the Worlds is probably gonna be based on Scarlet Violet.
yeah.
Unless they've announced that Champions is gonna be it, but that feels like too early of an adoption for Champions. So it's odd. It's very weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Champions might bring in the Megas, which then will add in, some differences
Yeah.
to the meta, because the Megas right now, the way they play, it's not turn-based, so therefore it can't be used for the actual VGC. But if they bring them into Champions, then you do have some time for the meta to change and revolve against the mega forms for probably a good 6 months, which then buys you time.
The hard part about this, they haven't even announced when home compatibility with Legends EA is coming. So like,
yeah,
don't you have to have that? And we haven't announced that. Don't you
What
have
is-
to have that
what
before
is that?
you can really use it in Champions?
What is home compatibility?
So like, you can't transfer Pokemon from Legends EA into a Pokemon Home right now, which means you can't transfer Pokemon Home Pokemon into like other games.
Any other
So like,
games? Got it.
if they ever did patch in Scarlet and Violet, where they patched in megas for some reason, which I don't even think is in the code to do, you couldn't do that if that was available because it's not able to transfer over to ZA
Got
or
it.
to from home. So
No, got it. It's home. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to talk about from Presents before we get into our little show and tell segment. But Ty, did you?
Like I said, kind of a situation where I felt like there should have been more. I'm just kind of going through everything in my head. We had the Fire Red, Leaf Green, which wasn't really the present, but we had that. We had the weird Game Boy thing, which apparently sold out.
wild.
The 30th anniversary merchandise dropped, and I went ahead and picked up like all of it. I loved it.
You picked up the which ones? You mean the opening scene ones or?
Yeah, the opening scene one.
Yeah,
So I picked up a mug. I picked up the
those are cool.
playmat. Yeah, I picked up that a little pin, some deck sleeves, and the deck box itself. I thought that was super cool. I know that wasn't on the presents, but that was a Pokemon Day drop.
Yeah.
Also, if you're really into Vault X binders, they had this really cool like 151 inspired anniversary one that they did.
I like that
I picked
one.
that up. That thing was awesome.
Yeah.
I did like that one. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, like, the main thing here is that, like, a lot of the stuff we got from that drop was, like, ancillary, unrelated products or smaller products that I ended up taking. Like, as far as TCG, there was really nothing.
Yeah. No,
You know?
I really liked that Vault X. I loved how the sleeves inside are white. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see, like, and they showed a clip of it, but, like, it'd be really cool to see, like, someone's master set in there with not the black background because it looks really cool. They definitely did a lot of cool detail to it. I think it was the anniversary edition or whatever. They etched in like this foil inside, and it was like velvet. I like that. That was really cool. Yeah, we looked at the leaks of it. Not leaks. I guess they revealed that opening scene. I think last podcast we talked about it, which we did like the Gengar and the Nidorino. But yeah, I mean, yeah. All right, so that kind of wraps up the main part of our pod. We're going to go into the show and tell segment of it before we wrap this up. Let's start with you, Ty. What did you pick up anything this week, or do you have something that you found, you know, whether you were trading or whatever, that you like and you want to show us here?
Sure. So, couple things to everybody out there. Hit me up if you have any Palafins. I collect Palafin.
I'm so glad you're keeping that alive.
100.
We talked about that. They talked about it like a solid year ago.
That is great.
Yeah.
So that's so real quick. Ty just held up a bunch of Palafins from Palday and Fates. It looked like the illustration rare.
The illustration rare.
Yeah, we call that the Palathin on my channel because the guy did not. He skipped leg day for sure. Looking like he's swole up on the top. But what is Palafin?
Yeah.
Is he a dolphin? Like what?
Yeah, he's a dolphin, but like
Dolphin superhero.
that's his like hero thing. Yeah, and then in that one he looks like a supervillain. So it's such a cool card. You know, I'm like, it's only $1.
Yeah,
and it should be a $10 card.
There's only a few illustration rares in Palday and Fates.
3
Wug Trio and Pombon, I think, right? So
Lug Trio in that one.
My buddy Dan at South TCG, he collects the Wug Trios. So we did a break a little while ago, maybe in December, and we got a couple of Wug Trios. I shipped him off like 3 of them. He has the same thing, but he put them in a binder. But that's awesome. See, like, and this is the beauty of this hobby is that like there's so many different things you could collect. There's so many different ways to collect. There's so many different things to collect, and it's just like I loved seeing that when you go to like live shows where like you would show up to a table like when I'm doing my Zapdos binder, like I showed up to a bunch of tables and everyone was like, "Yo, that binder is sick." And it's like I'm trying to collect all the Zapdos cards, the Moltres and Articuno cards. So opening that binder in front of people, it's like something you don't really see. You know, you see people trying to complete master sets of newer things, or you know, you'll get someone that's collecting Gengars or whatever. But you know, to each their own, and that's the beauty of it. There's over 1,000 Pokemon. Anyone, and obviously all three of us have 3 different favorites. I think that was a great thing that they did on the Super Bowl. The one thing I did like was what's your favorite, and it had all these celebrities, what their favorites were, and every Pokemon now has its own 30th anniversary logo. I think this is sick. It really just it shows that they did care a little bit to like have these people, because people collect all sorts of different things. So I love that you had the Palafin. Did you have something else, or?
Yeah. I have 2 more things.
Yeah,
so Palafin, that's like my quick. Every time I see one, I buy one. I don't care who it is.
That's awesome.
I negotiate it and I put it into my collection. The next thing is that I pick up these. I got this one last week.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, this is such a great card.
Ty is holding up the Haunter illustration rare from one of the battle decks. Came out simultaneously with the Meloetta battle deck. And that's a beautiful illustration rare. I think it came out the same way in Japanese. You couldn't pull that in a set, right? It came out like a battle deck as well.
Yeah, you had to buy the battle deck.
Yeah, that is a fire card. Love that.
Yeah, and that's the only illustration rare of Haunter at this point. You know, everything else was kind of like, I think the best you could buy was like a old vintage like Japanese Haunter, and then that was it. But the coolest thing I picked up, this is like pop 1 of 30, I think, in the world.
Whoa!
So here's the back. Right?
Wait, is that
it's
a white?
It's a Pokemon card.
Oh,
but it's a white back, square cut, and here's the front. It's a test print of one of the first full arts.
Oh my gosh! So Reggie Gigas.
Yeah.
So guys, if you are audio, if you're audio listeners, definitely hop onto the YouTube Soft Savage Rip so you can check this video out. It'll be about an hour and 20-ish minutes in, but holding up a CGC 8 test print of the Reggie Gigas. There's no text on it. It looks like everything is laid out where it would say Reggie Gigas V. I believe it's a V card. And all that stuff. The back is white. That is nuts, dude. So did someone come to your table?
Right.
Whoops. Did somebody come to your table with that? Like, how did that?
Yeah, somebody came over and they're like, "Hey, are you interested in this?" And what ended up happening is I made him an offer that he felt was a little low. And I really wanted it, but I knew that I wasn't going to sell it. Like, this was just for my own collection. Right. So I ended up being like, look, I can't take profits out of my company to bolster my personal like that. That's irresponsible. And to be honest, I was broke at the time. So I let it go. Right. What ended up happening was that he went over to a friend of mine and we were working in like the same like company, but he was at a different booth.
Yeah.
And so he went over there and like, it was like 2 hours later, he walks over and he's like, "Hey dude, check out this card I just got." I'm like, "No way. I wanted that card so bad." And so what ended up happening is that the original guy didn't want to trade. He only wanted cash. So then I worked out a deal with my buddy because he knew I really wanted it. And I ended up trading him like a couple booster boxes or something. No, I traded him an SV based booster box. And
nice.
I want to say a build and battle stadium or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah. The card's worth like, I think it's like 270, something like that. Like, not that the value matters. It's just super cool.
Yeah,
never
it's
saw
cool.
it.
Honestly, I would think for your own collection, it's one of a kind, right? Like you're probably not gonna have one of those again. I thought you were gonna show us a graded like a V-Star card or something like that. It was like white. I'm like, what is that?
So cool.
I
never.
Yeah, and this is like when they first started doing full arts. Like they didn't like this was like you try it out.
This is back in the day of Next Destinies. I remember opening a lot of Next Destinies because it's a terrible set, but it had the I believe Next Destinies is the one that had the full art Thunderous and Tornadus. That were like the old school OG just full art. It's not even like EX, it's just straight up full arts, and it was like, this is so sick. I pulled the Thunderous out of one of the packs. Like, this thing's amazing.
Yeah, I know there's 2 other like test prints that exist. I can't remember what they are though.
That's so cool, man. That is sick.
Yeah. So thank you for letting me show it. I really
absolutely.
So cool.
Kota, did you pick anything up this week that you want to
I
showcase?
did.
Or
I did. 1 second.
exactly.
I got a 3D printer.
Oh, you got a 3D printer.
Okay. There you go.
I don't know how to
Dude.
use it yet. I just
Oh
got.
my-
So my sister does a ton of 3D printing.
Oh my gosh! So he
engineering
just
brain.
he walked it over and showed us the
I
actual
think grab
3D
it. I
printer.
haven't put it in my office yet because I just picked it up last night.
That's hysterical,
But,
dude.
I don't
What
know
are we
anything about it.
printing? Oh my gosh!
I don't know.
Yeah, what are you
I've
gonna
never
make?
used it before.
Print everything for me.
so
I will pay you.
Leave some options in the comments on what I should do with it. I think she left me some white filament
Oh, nice.
or maybe gray.
You gotta
I
make
forgot it in my car.
You got to make the rock head like the actor with the octopus body.
The Rocktopus.
You'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Rocktopus.
The rock.
It's like you could just get it from a Thingiverse and make it real quick. It's just awful.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
awesome.
It's,
That's
it's a little
hideous.
scary. It's a little
I
scary.
hate
I
it.
was gonna
I've seen
say.
that and I hate it.
My kids have one. I don't know where they got it from. But
Yeah, but I didn't pick up anything this week. I picked up a couple of like bulk collections to sift
That's
through,
good.
so nothing exciting. But I don't know how to use it, and I forgot the power cord, so I gotta go get that from my parents' house. But
dude,
that's my fun pickup.
I'm
Awesome.
sending you all positive vibes with the 3D printer. I picked one up around Christmas time. I didn't even take it out of the box. I don't have time to do it. My wife was like, "You better not open that box and bring it back to Best Buy." And I'm like, you know what? You're 100%. You're 1,000% right.
This one was free, so I don't know.
There
what
you
I'm
go.
gonna do with it.
I
might
barely
just
have
get a
enough
large
time to
paperweight.
do this Pokemon stuff on the side. I definitely don't have enough time to do that. But yeah, what I picked up this week, I just want to give a shout out to my nephew. He gave me, I don't know if he has an extra one. I think he had an extra one. He gave me this.
Sick.
I'm holding it up. You're going to see, it's the Destined Rivals. It's the Moltres UPC. So this is a Team Rocket playmat. I guess it's backwards. Is it backwards? It must be backwards.
No, you're good. That's it.
Oh, am I good? Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So it has the Team Rocket R, and then it's got the Moltres. It's all black and red. I think this is one of the sickest playmats. We were talking about playmats last week, and he gave me this. And on theme with that, I picked up this card through a trade. Someone in my community was looking for some stuff, some sealed stuff. I had it. He knows I've been looking for legendary birds for my legendary bird binder. Obviously, this is not something that goes in a binder at the moment. He sent me, so in the trade, it is the Destined Rivals stamped Team Rocket's Moltres SIR. But he also sent me the extended artwork backing, which I think just makes these cards look so sick. So shout out to Elvis for that. I love these type of things, and I got a bunch of these. I got a few more coming in from this guy called Sparkachu. That's his name. He does a bunch of customs, but he does some of these extended artworks. So I'm gonna have my Zapdos, my Moltres, and the Articuno, which didn't get an SIR, unfortunately. We're gonna put the Articuno from Journey together, so I'll have all three of those in their extended art forms in this little like graded slabs looking thing. That's the one right there. Yep, Koda's got it. That's probably one of my favorite
I wish I could
cards.
see it. I want to see it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite cards in Journey Together. He lost his computer, Koda, which is where he was using to look at the
I'm
video.
like looking in a mirror right now to kind of like make it out.
Yeah.
But either way, guys, that's super cool.
Yeah, when you watch the pod over, you'll see it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of like what we picked up this week. What do you guys have going on this coming? So we're a Sunday. We're going into the new week. Do you guys have anything going on? As far as anything in your local shops, you doing anything the following weekend? Like you're vending at or just going to shows?
So for me, I am vending. I'm actually going to a little place called the Lost Abbey. It's a bar on the 7th.
Nice.
And it's going to be a night, like trade night thing. So it's really cool. You can come over, get some cards, and get some beer if you like beer.
That's actually really cool.
Got really good nachos, But
like
yeah,
that.
I'll be there.
Very nice. I got to look and see what's going on locally for me. I haven't been to a card show since. Did I go in January? I haven't been since December, like right before the new year. So it's been about 2 months since we've been to a card show. We tried to go last month. Card show sold out, so we didn't go, and we didn't go in February. They have one bigger one every month on Long Island here in New York. But we're definitely going to be buying one for the bigger show that's in May real soon. Talking to my brother about that. I do want to go travel. I want to go to like another state that has like a Collecticon or something. But I'm trying to lock down like what days work for me, the family, with all the kids stuff going on. But
come to San Diego in May and do the card party.
Is that where is card
Robin,
party? Yeah, you see, I think I looked it up. May, my wife's birthday's in May. There's so many things in May, man. I'm just I'm trying to do my best to like not take away from special things from like my family, which, you know, it's kind of hard to get away with that kind of stuff. But my wife's birthday, I definitely can't. I got to hook her up this year because I screwed up last year. So I blame Pokemon for being distracted. But yeah, I'm like the worst. But
that's fair.
Yeah, I mean that's really it. I did want to also point out I can't showcase it because they're in the mail to their respective owners. But since the last pod, so a week ago, I didn't only pull one God pack in Ascended Heroes, but I pulled 2 God packs from Ascended Heroes. Mind you, we don't have that many. Like we probably opened maybe 800 packs or so. It's not a lot. That's the one that Ty saw. The first one was awesome, but I was like. Because I don't like I'm like engraved in my brain is like take 4 cards from the back, put it to the front. That gets you to the reverse hollow spot, right? I got to remember I can't do that when I'm opening up Prismatic or this because of God packs. And of course, we never hit a Prismatic God pack in over a year of ripping it. But this set we've opened up 2, so I've had to backtrack the card. It was like, you know, you guys have saw the videos, I'm sure. So. I just want to shout out to the community for hooking me up. So yeah, this week probably doing another couple of live streams. We'll try and figure it out. You know, I'm trying to pick up as much Ascended Heroes as I can, and we're gonna move on from that. And then in 3 weeks, actually in probably 2 weeks, we'll be able to get Perfect Order a little bit early because we'll have pre-release. I can't wait to do the pre-release tournaments. I'm loving those. So that's going to be coming up, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, so guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Obviously, we had our first guest, so it's a big moment, Kota, for the Savage Poke Pod. Thank you so much, Ty, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and guys, if you're still here, thank you so much for listening. You will see all the important things for these guys down in the descriptions. You know, the socials that they're on, where you can buy stuff from them and support them as well. So until next week, guys, thank you so much, and you know, stay safe, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace out.
Bye.